A few years ago, researchers working for Duluth, they're the largest professional service firm in the world, they asked about 10,000 companies this question: is age a competitive advantage or a competitive disadvantage in your company? Well, the answer, researchers say, probably won't surprise you. Over 2/3 of the companies considered older age a competitive disadvantage in their organization. Now, when management, when they view older workers as a drag on profits, I think you can guess that the consequence is often a workplace where older workers are undervalued, denied promotions, and new older workers, well, they're rarely, if ever, hired. In this episode of Over 50 TV, I'm going to tell you what I found to be some of the reasons that HR doesn't promote or hire older workers. And that, my friends, that's up next right here on Over 50 TV. Welcome back to Over 50 TV, where we provide essential work and money tips for people over 50. My name is Lou Reyes. Well, before the break, I promised to tell you the 6 reasons HR doesn't promote or hire older workers. But before I do that, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to our channel. You can do that by just clicking on that little red button. It's underneath your screen. Now, there's also a little bell. If you smash that little bell, every time we upload a new video, you'll be notified in your inbox. So let's get to the 6 reasons HR doesn't promote or hire older workers. And we're going to start with reason number 1. Older workers are too expensive. I'm going to start this episode out with a quote. It goes like this: our career systems, pay systems, and recruitment and assessment systems are designed against hiring older people. And this was said by the researchers at Deloitte. Many companies, they say, believe that older people are overpaid and can be replaced with younger workers who can do the job just as well. This may be one of the most often heard arguments against hiring older workers, and it's also likely a reason older workers are not promoted or given adequate pay raises, which is a slow, financially painful way of pushing a worker to quit. While employees are deciding whether to stay or whether to quit, well, that decision, it could be taken out of their hands. A recent study by Prudential Insurance may encourage businesses to replace older workers at a faster pace. According to the study, every year an older worker stays on the job, the higher is the risk their salary and health benefits will cost more than the value the older employee brings to the company. It's always about the bottom line. Another reason HR departments don't promote or hire older workers, well, they don't believe older workers can grasp technology. In 2007, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, in his role as chief arrogant officer, he told a Stanford University audience that younger people, they're just smarter. You know, when I heard the statement that he made, I saw it for what it was, a covert way of saying younger workers are better than older workers, so hire more younger workers. Well, I suppose this statement is open to interpretation, but one thing is clear, at least clear to me: his company's HR department, they're not going to be hiring many older workers anytime soon. Zuckerberg's company isn't the only business that doesn't seem to value older workers or think they have the ability to understand and use technology. Chip Conley, he's an author of a book called Wisdom at Work, The Making of a Modern Elder. He says companies are eager to hire and promote workers who are most comfortable and understand technology, which is often, he says, translates to hiring millennials and members of Generation Z. In other words, older workers, they can't grasp technology, so hire younger workers. A reason HR may not hire an older worker? Well, they assume the older worker won't fit the company culture. You know, every company has a culture or a set of shared values, attitudes, and goals. And when the hiring manager, when they meet an older job candidate for the first time, they mentally evaluate that person's ability to fit in. Well, if the company is youth-oriented or thrives on a fast-paced environment, or if the hiring manager was expecting the candidate to wear a white shirt instead of a red shirt, and that's sarcasm, by the way, well, you know what? The hiring manager may just assume the older person with the graying hair sitting in front of him or her won't fit in. And no amount of experience, talent, or interpersonal skills are going to convince that hiring manager, the older job candidate, is a good fit once their mind's made up. Now, there may be no substantive reason for their conclusion, except this, a built-in bias against age. Another reason HR may not promote or hire an older worker, they're concerned about increasing their healthcare costs. Employers are often concerned about the potential effect hiring older workers will have or impact their healthcare costs. Large companies last year, they estimate that their healthcare costs increased from $14,000 to almost $16,000 per employee in 2020. Rising healthcare costs, there's certainly a legitimate concern for any employer. Yet studies have shown that older workers, they're much more dependable than their millennial counterparts who on average will have 6 jobs by the time they're 30. Another reason HR may not hire or promote an older worker, it's this. They don't believe older workers are motivated. Because an older worker may move a little more deliberately, it doesn't mean they're not motivated, but that fact is sometimes lost. It's certainly not appreciated by people who have limited work and life experience. They don't understand that internal or external forces like age and health, which affects us all, or maybe just getting up on the wrong side of the bed, they're all factors that impact a worker's movement and motivation on any given day. In my career, I found the level of an employee's motivation isn't so much governed by their age, but more the result of a positive or negative work environment. It's in HR's best interest to help create a work climate, a good work climate, instead of fabricating reasons why an employee is not rolling at 100% on most days. A Harvard Business Review study was presented by 99 Jobs. It showed that satisfied, happy, and motivated employees are up to 50% more productive. Not hiring an older worker because it's assumed they're not motivated or denying them a promotion. A promotion based on an age bias is certainly easier than creating an environment where everyone thrives. The last reason I have for you today on why HR is reluctant to hire or promote or won't promote an older worker is they're intimidated by the older worker who has more experience. Scores of over 50 TV viewers believe the reason they were passed over for a promotion or were not hired for their dream job is because the less experienced, less skilled, less knowledgeable hiring manager was intimidated by their experience, knowledge, background, and skills. Now, while there is no study that I'm aware of that backs up this assertion, SHRM, the largest HR professional organization in the world, says younger managers admit it is strange, it's awkward, and intimidating to find themselves in charge of employees many years older than they are. Well, the best way to ease a younger manager's trepidation is to have someone with more experience guide them, show them the way. But until that happens, older workers will be facing off against younger, inexperienced managers more often as more millennials enter management ranks. Well, there you go, folks. I've just given you 6 reasons why HR won't promote or hire older workers. Now, I do want to make it clear, I want to make it very clear that maybe somewhere out there in the universe, there is an enlightened HR department that will hire older workers, that welcomes older workers into their ranks. I'm not aware of one, not at this moment, not at this time, not while I am sitting here, but I'm sure somewhere in the galaxy there is an HR department who is sitting with open arms, welcoming older workers. Well, that's all I got for you today, folks. If you have any questions, please go ahead and just send me a question. You can just send it. You can email it to me, or you can write it in the comments section. I'll be happy to get to it, and I will get to it as quickly as possible. Now, I do want to leave you with one thing. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to our channel. You can do that pretty easily. All you've got to do is hit that little red button. It's underneath the screen. Now, there is a little bell. If you hit that little bell every single time I upload a new video, you'll be notified in your inbox. If you don't want to miss one of our episodes, that's the best way to do it. Well, as I always say, have a great day, everybody.